All right, welcome back to the Coach Approach. It's Coach Blake of the Black Baker, and today, we're going to be going over a bronze 1, silver 4. I'm not sure which one it is right now, because you probably promoted already, but I could be wrong. We're looking at... You're going to promos? Okay, so we'll tell you bronze then. We're looking at a bronze game here. Did they redo Rammus's ult? Look at that picture. No, that's just what it always looked like. Holy crap. I'm slow. Anyway, back to the main. It looks like it's a different ultimate. I don't recall it looking like that. We're looking at a ADC Jhin game here. Pretty much we're focusing on rotations, farming, and trades. But for the most part, we're going to see what they got to say. If you guys would like free VOD reviews, make sure you join my Discord and come to my stream on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Central. First come, first serve. Also, if you guys would like a 25% discount on my site, feel free to put in that code CLIMB before you check out. Use it before it's gone. Without further ado, let's get the man with the plan named Stan in here. Well, actually, his name ain't Stan, but, you know. It could be, actually. What if this guy's name was Stan? What would you do? Okay. All right, I'm calling Famskis. Why is my thing messed up? Need to redo my file explorer real quick. There it goes. Fixed itself. Oh, crap. No, it didn't. Where is it? Oh, I don't have it in ABC order. Where are you, fam? Are you coming in? Or nah? There it is. Windows Explorer. I don't know why I said File Explorer. There we are. There we go. Oh, you're already in here. What the fuck? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. So if you're talking, I can't hear you. I see the green light on it, but I don't hear you. Nope, I still see the green light, but don't hear you. Is that me? No, it's not me. There you go, I hear you. Oh, I heard a noise, but I don't know if that was you. Hey, Coach, happy Saturday. Hey, Slippery Slappers. Happy Saturday, you too, man. How you doing? I forgot you said you changed your name to Mood Sass. I still can't. Now I can't hear you. I heard something, but I can't hear you anymore. All right, while you get that figured out, I'm gonna go ahead and just start it. Just so we kill 2 birds with 1 stone. 1 stone. Kill 2 birds with 1 stones, he says. Okay. So we have a Jhin Nami versus a Jinx and Soraka. Pretty much kind of the same thing that we talked about before. When we're playing with the sustained support like Nami with those heals and shields, we want to make sure that we are a little bit more aggressive. You know, we want to be looking for trades a little bit more often because the HP or the damage that's dealt to us is mitigated. So we want to be looking for a little bit more trades going into this. Jinx is not really particularly strong early anyway, so pretty much can do what you want to do. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Boom. Perfect. Boom, boom, bam, shamalam. That's just how you want to do. Okay. And we don't want to let up. We want to keep doing that. I'd probably aim Raka first, though. Just because, you know, Raka could just continuously heal this person. But, you know, that's what it is. Pretty good. Got the gold again. Now I'm taking it easy and playing Valheim. It's a really fun game. I've seen someone play Valheim, but I've never played it. But it looked pretty interesting. You kind of see what I mean? Like if we would have just focused the support here in the same situation, like she wouldn't be constantly healing this person. And it's on Nami as well to be focusing the support because Soraka's just a heal bot. You know what I mean? I mean, she does more than that, but in aspect, like she can just keep pumping out heals as long as her HP is high because she draws from her own HP pool. But if we get Soraka lower, she won't be able to just heal willy-nilly like that. So I'll rate that focus on target. Oops. Prio. Who is the most important person to focus my damage on? And this actually goes for not just one moment, but multiple moments. You know what I mean? Like even let's say a team fight starts and you're focused on Annie for whatever reason. And then something happens and now you got to shift your focus to another champion. You should know. You shouldn't be continuously going on Annie. Now, I'm not saying you're doing that this game or anything like that. I'm just giving you an example. We want to always look to shift our focus depending on the circumstances of the team fight or the skirmish or whatever you're doing at that point in time. Dang, that sucks. Good that we got her to lane, though. I don't even know how she's out of mana. She must be spamming her Qs and her Ws. Okay. Okay. What was the reason for us not to participate in this? Let's see. Looks like we weren't aware that Echo was coming for a gank. And when he showed up, you're like, I'm too far anyway. That or he didn't want to go. So if you didn't want to go, ping your jungler back. There's no reason to allow your jungler to do something crazy like this. With you not to participate in the first place. Like if you don't want to, tell him, no, it's fine. But at that point, just like you weren't paying attention to the fact that he was ganking. And by the time he showed up in lane, you're like, I don't really know I can do anything anyway. Alright, we buy. Hello? Why did he buy recurve bow? What item? Nasher's Tooth? Or whatever that item's called? Is he building that as Echo? Nah, that doesn't make sense. Alright, but we got the Noon Quiver. Cool, cool, cool. Or is it? Yeah, it's called Noon Quiver. When you think about items, I'm just like, why do they name stuff like this? Like, where is the logic? Once again, you're getting help and you're not helping them. You don't care about your teammates, man. Jeez. Like I said, if you really don't want something to happen, just ping it back. There's no reason to just kind of let it go like this. Wait, this is bronze promos. It's promos to silver, so silver promos. My bad, not bronze promos. Okay. You actually lived. Wait, if you had flash, you could have flashed the Tipper's ult. Could have held your heal. Just flash right now, because you know she's about to ult you. And then you wouldn't have gotten hit. I mean, you live anyway, don't get me wrong, but I feel like she just screwed it up, which is why you lived. But okay, come back to lane. I like that. I don't like that though. Okay, there's a lot happening in this team fight. Let's break it down like Motown. Here we go. Okay, so this is good. I like this initially. You're zoning them off, backing them up. Rammus shows up. You're like, I'm good. I'm gonna focus Rammus, which is fine. The problem here is that we're not moving away from the situation, right? You want to move away from all this. Whatever's up here, you want to get as far away as possible so that it's just you and this guy. That's it. If they follow you, well, they're done because Alawi's right there and is going to just pop them. So you want to get as much distance from all this extracurricular activity going on up here and basically just having it so you have less people to deal with. So I want to say, look to focus on positioning. Change your positioning based on the fight, not what you're targeting. Oops. So in this situation, as I said, I mean, you're targeting him and you're like, well, I'm close enough to auto you. I don't have to move anymore. Right? And then you start doing it. But we should have done that instantly. We should have already been ready to move back. Because what happens if there's a guy right here and he's using this blast plant to bomb over and kill you? Right? There wasn't, I believe, right? Nobody was like over there. But if there happened to be, and we didn't get away from this situation fast enough, or Rammus was just smart enough to roll into you, we would be dead. Instead, he goes for Nami for some strange reason, but all he had to do was roll into you. And if you would have already looking to walk down this way, you wouldn't have been so close to Jinx. So, like, oh, I can hear you now. Dang, that took forever. Yeah. Jeez, what happened?
Yeah, I had to go through, like, voice settings.
Oh, I got you. Okay, well, good to hear you. How you doing?
Yeah, so most of this game, it was our mid-echo decided to go, like, this weird on-hit builds, yeah, and he was building... Like it's actually Nashor's.
Oh, so I was right, yeah.
Right, yeah, I was heavily confused.
I don't agree with it, because you're not trying to stick there. But yeah, Coach gonna say the positioning. Hey, you know, man, you know exactly. Yeah, this.
Yeah, so in this situation here, with that, I was like, all right, so my team's getting attacked by Rammus. I'm gonna have to try to help my support out.
Yeah, that's fine. I like that. It's just how long you took to go down because you started attacking him. Like you just stop here, you know.
Yeah, I was trying. I guess I failed on the attack moving was the biggest problem here.
Yeah, you definitely could have just like you can't do damage if you're dead. Get to safety first if you really like are in a pinch. And I'm only bringing this up because there are going to be times in other games where it's going to be the same situation, and because you're not applying the logic of we just need to get at a dodge real quick and reposition, then do damage, you're going to just kill yourself, and then you can't even do damage. I'd rather do damage later than not do damage at all, bro, because you'll be gone, right? So I definitely think just like, you know, get out of that way. Even they swap positioning, or not positioning, but focus, and I would too. I mean, they're not wrong to do that. She should be dead. Oh, the jukes. Okay. Yeah, come back up. Don't forget about Rammus. Is he dead? Oh, he is dead. Okay, cool. Like if anybody gets out of your like field of view, just make sure you remember like that person could be over there. Let me be careful and continue to play the fight as if they're there, but not, because sometimes it can just heal just enough to come back and probably tap you, especially like Zeds and Talons and stuff like that. Like don't think because they leave the fight, they're out the fight.
Yeah, as soon as I saw what their bot lane comp is, I was just trying to figure out whether to swap between the two, which one should focus first.
Yeah, I was like, you definitely kill. Cool. More trap usage? Yeah, definitely more trap usage, but the thing is there's two ways to kind of use, you know, traps in situation. You want to basically use them as either kits to avoid ganks, obviously, or just kind of like Caitlyn traps where you would just get them kind of zoned away from the scenario, or, you know, obviously put them down when you're fighting. I've known one Jhin player. I don't know who they are, but very rarely I would run into them again in solo queues. Very, very rare. But they would have traps everywhere. I'm like, bro, how in the world do you even have cooldowns?
Talking about I Will Taka?
No, not him. It's other Jhin. Like I don't even think he's known, but it's just like this dude had traps everywhere, and I was just like, man, how do you have enough charges? There would just be traps everywhere. I'm like, man. So if you, oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
once again we have Flash.
A big problem.
We have Flash.
Yeah, I just didn't predict she would flash ult, nor did I know she had flash up or not. So I was like, and then suddenly, oh well.
Yeah, I definitely would always be cautious about it because she tells on herself. Whenever she moves forward, that's what she's looking for. It's very hard to not know when Annie's gonna just try to unload her full kit on you. She's a very straightforward champion. I would buy either a Sash or a Hex Drinker. Do you buy any of those?
No, not this game. I was thinking about QSS just for the Rammus, just because a lot of the problem here was him just literally running it down straight towards me, pressing taunt, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna need something.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you were, I believe you already had at that point in time. Yeah, you were, before you died those 2 times, you were 3-0. So you were ahead. You don't really need any more damage. You need survivability. As I said, you with 1,000 damage per shot doesn't mean anything if you die. If you can't even do it anyway, right? Get that survivability. Try to get that item. So look to see what items you need to survive. Sometimes just positioning alone will not cut it. No matter how good you might be in standing in good spots. Some champions are obnoxious and they will get to you no matter where you stand, how long you take to enter the fight. No matter what it is, you're going to get messed up. So you want to look to be buying things. One thing that I think is just absurdly OP right now is freaking stopwatch. A 650 legit like stopwatch can turn a fight like crazy. And so when you feel like there's one important fight, don't just willy-nilly buy it. You have to make sure it's like a really important fight. Buy that stopwatch. I guarantee, especially because they weren't used to you having it, you would just like cuck an entire rotation on you. And then, of course, your team would just clean up. It's very, very strong. So I'll have to get that. But obviously, in this point scenario, we know 2 times Andy killed us the same exact way. Sash should be the go. Or Hex Drinker. That would be on my mind already because I've died twice with the same thing over and over and over. So actually, no, we didn't die down there. I'm sorry. We almost died. So we died once, but we almost died down there to the same kind of instance. And it's just like I said, there's some champions that just can do what they want to do. Like Annie, like you can't avoid that, man. The only way you avoid that is if you flash. If she leads with Q, you're fucked. Like it is what it is. You can't do anything about it. And so buy items to prevent it, and you'll be good.
Yeah, a lot of these fights just turn into like a lot of them running it down.
I believe it.
And I'm just like, I can't do anything. I can't do anything against this.
I believe it.
They're not using brains when they team fight, so how do I use mine?
The best way is just try to not put yourself in that spot. That's like the only way I can really think about it because, you know, like I said, there's no chance.
I think there's 1 or 2 situations where you'll see is like, it's just one of those, what do I do? Because see, like, I think you'll see later on, one of the fights, Ramus will just go down behind and just not care about anything.
That'd just be a good play on his part then.
Oh, it was. It was a smart thing. I couldn't be angry because that was his best choice. Because I'm literally their only damage. Because we have unhit Echo, which is kind of strange. And I was expecting my whole team to die to barrels.
Yeah, so. I was gonna say like that was like game over. We should have left anyway. Let's see. When did that show?
Right there, and then I was like, oh, and I'm like, oh, then there's like I can do here because I can't escape out of that. I don't think I had flash. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you're done. And I think when did you use your flash beforehand? Was it on something dumb? I don't remember.
Probably it was on anything or something.
That's sad. Don't say probably. Be more. Be more confident.
I'm gonna be honest. Like that game, like all of my flashes were. Did Annie just combo me? Now I flash.
Oh, you're right. You did flash off of Annie's ult. You're right. Like if you would have flashed earlier, if you just would have had Sash, you wouldn't have died to that play anyway. And so yeah, you definitely did just waste it then. And then yeah, we don't have it for this fight. Now we should have not lost this fight. I don't really know how, considering that Soraka is down there. I will say
she just pressed ult and then I don't know.
I will say maybe look to fight a lot sooner when you notice stuff like that. When you notice someone's mispositioned, that's where we look to fight. Let's go back just a little bit more here. Okay, so we know Gangplank's there. We know this guy's here. Honestly, you could just pop your ult. Did they kill him? No. Oh, you didn't even have ult. I'm trolling you. Did you W at least? You gotta have something to assist with that play. No? Tell me you W'd.
I think I W'd here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But you whiffed, I think.
It probably whiffed.
Okay, then, you know, we're walking. And we know Rammus is low. We know this. So how can we use this information? Well, Rammus is low. which means there's probably not going to be a fight around the map, which means that we can pretty much chill out. If we go back just even a little bit further, because we get this information pretty early in the actual like play process. Mm-hmm. Like Annie's gone, she's dead. This guy's super low. Gangplank spot. With this information, what can we do? We know there's not going to be a fight happening at all. What can we do then? We'll have GP down here too, of course, but like what can
my instant reaction was shove in that wave mid lane. That was my first reaction.
So that's
right
one.
there.
That's one. Right? I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying how many options do we have? Yes, shove mid. That's one option. What's the next option?
The other one was chase after the Rammus, which I thought was a bad idea because he's a tank and he'll almost never die.
Okay.
And Fiddlesticks went into Dark Harvest, or not Dark Harvest, Night Harvester, which I was like, that's not going to help us against Rammus. The other was catch out the Gangplank with the Alawi.
Okay, that's 3. There's one more.
Push top wave?
Yes, you're right. Now, which of those 4 options, there's 2, which of those 4 options are 100% plays? It will work no matter what happens.
For me, it was the catching out the Gangplank.
So you think if you go down there, you can definitely kill this guy? You feel?
Yeah, I could kill him.
Okay.
With
So are you assuming this
Gale Force W?
Are you assuming this isn't warded?
Fair enough.
Right. So that's not 100%. That's a chance. What else?
Well, let me get. So with the vision, it would be push top and push mid.
Right. That's 100%. 100% you can get this, and 100% you can get that. So we go mid. I applaud. This was very good. I'm not doing crap. I'm going to farm mid. Boom. We're out. Why are we overextending?
I think I overstayed a little bit.
Definitely overstayed. Look at this juiciness, bro.
I know.
Bro, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's almost a kill.
Gold.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you pass that up for this. To be overextended and almost dying. And then the jungler that you just said, I don't really know what he's doing. It gets all the juiciness because we weren't paying attention.
Yeah. So I don't like Night Harvester as an item. I really don't.
I think it's okay depending on who it goes. Like I put it on Jungle Echo personally, but I think
I can understand it.
Champion
But
situation.
yeah. It's like whenever I see the item, I'm always thinking why not Leandri's? Because I'm thinking sure you get spell haste off both items, but one gives you mana and % health damage, which will always become handy. Unless it's a different matchup.
The thing is, when he ults,
I can understand the Harvester.
He probably wants the movement speed, realistically. Hitting him with anything will give him the movement speed that he needs to stick to him. Within this game, I think you're right. Having the Leandri's probably would be a little bit better because Rammus is tanky. But yeah. Okay, we know she's pushing in. She literally just got 2 towers by sitting bot as a support. Good lord. We know Echo's up there. Nami's here. Not a fight we're going for. I hope you don't stop your bag. Cool. Okay, so we pinged them, and we lost 2 teammates. How long did it take for us to ping them that this situation was bad, and how long did we know that this situation was bad?
I was typing in chat hey guys, we need to give that up. That's not a good idea.
The scientists give letters to monkeys when they train them, or do they use lights and sounds?
Fair enough.
Okay, right. So we need to make sure that we're using our lights and sounds. When could this play be considered a bad play? We know Dragon's coming up. We don't really have anybody there. Okay. Not really necessarily a bad play now.
Well, I assume it's kind of sort of bad because
now
we had no vision, and right here, right when we saw it, I feel like maybe if Fiddlesticks had ult, but he does. Oh, he does.
Well, the thing here is you're okay. This isn't really that much of a bad play because it's she didn't really commit to much. The only thing she's doing is looking for vision. I don't consider that dangerous.
Yeah, that's fine. I was thinking the only way we could get this is since Echo's top, that was kind of
yeah, Echo's top, Nami's in base, Fiddlesticks here. There's no fight to be won here. If we don't have vision on them, we have to assume those players are somewhere here, just somewhere in that fog. We don't know where,
Yeah.
but we have to assume they are. And in which case, we're missing 2 teammates. We're not winning this fight. So, and we're behind. So we're taking an uneven fight, and we're behind. So we could be pinging them now. Let's see how long it takes for them to die. Almost a good, what? Almost 20 seconds? Almost? Like, that,
around there.
That's enough time to tell them no. And now this makes your job harder. When Echo could have got top tower for free without even having anybody die. Like little stuff like that. It's a pain to like have to deal with because it's like, oh, my team, you know, they should know better. You're right. They should know better. Do they know better? No. Will they know better in high elo? No. Like, it's the same.
No.
Some players
I've
don't
watched
know.
streamers in higher elo. They'll do the weirdest things and they'll just be like, "Oh, I'm diamond though."
Yeah, some players just realistically don't know, especially if they're autofilled, bro. If they're autofilled, it's very, very hard to know what you should be doing, which is why people ping.
Yeah, that's why if I see like a teammate that's autofilled into a role I know I can carry on, I'll be like, "Oh well, I'll just snag that real quick."
Like, definitely telling them what to do is the best way to kind of get them. This is fine. Okay, that's 2. Cool. We killed 2 people. We have pretty much. Oh, you're about to die. Unluck.
Yeah, that was the timbers.
Balanced. All right. Do we have anything now? Still no resistance or nothing to save our life. We're still banking that we'll position so well we won't die.
Oh, I was like, it's like after the third, I was like, hey, maybe I need this, because like at this point, Soraka, as soon as I started like destroying the Jinx, the Soraka just left the lane and quit, and I was like, oh wow, okay.
That was
like, I think after
it was hardcore
pretty early.
I mean, yeah.
So at that point, my brain was like, oh, this is easy peasy.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, the lack of like defense you have and the lack of respect that you have against the enemies, like that's just like a common problem I think for every ADC today. It's like they're not respecting the fact that these champions can kill them. I'm ahead. I can kill all you guys. I'm fine. And then they get caught by something. And it's like, I can't do anything. Yes, you can't. You knew you couldn't do anything before that situation even arose. Like right there, we know Rammus is faster than you. Yet we decide to test fate because Nami's probably right there next to us. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna get got.
Yeah, I think I'm relying too much on the fact that my support can CC rather than that Rammus doesn't really care much about it.
Yeah, I'm the same way, bro. When I play carry or support, like I just expect stuff from the other party that like knows, hey, CC this guy, hey, damage this guy, and then they don't, and it's like, bro, do we actually?
That's why I'm finding it a lot harder with climbing a bot lane than I was in mid lane. Like, I have more success on Jhin with because I have like a 70% win rate on him, but that doesn't matter when the games don't feel like they're wins a lot of times. It just feels like I'm alive, you know?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Doesn't feel fun.
I think the best thing to really remember is like you can't really rely on anybody. Unless you're straight dueling with that support, you can't rely on them. Unless you're doing with the jungler, you can't rely on them. Unless you're doing with the top, you can't rely on them. Like every single player is unreliable. That doesn't mean they're not teammates. That doesn't mean you can't use them. But don't expect a play for them to understand instantly. Because in your head, you think about it. You ping it. And then they have to receive it. Understand what you're pinging and then do it. That is a long time, and I guarantee the play is not lasting that long. So you have to kind of work with what you got. Okay, well, go ahead.
This is why I support like League having a stronger like team chat with like voice, but at the same time, that can go wrong quickly.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There was someone that I was playing with or something, and they were like, they should have voice chat, and it would make like the games a lot easier for like the junglers when they need rotations and stuff like that. And I'm like, I would probably be one that wouldn't talk, and then I don't want to have to be worried about being like, oh, we lost this game because this guy didn't talk to us. It's like, bro, I shouldn't have to talk to you. It should be just if you want to or not. You know what I mean? And then obviously just players have to be decent when talking. And I feel like it's just too hard to monitor, especially because we can't even monitor toxic players for chat. You know what I mean? So how y'all going to monitor?
Yeah, like chat? Even Overwatch has a little bit of issues with regulating their voice chat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been in Overwatch games before, and like I wouldn't talk in some games, and then they would say pretty much just that, like, oh, if this Hanzo was talking more, I like Hanzo. Don't question me. But if this Hanzo was talking more, we would have been able to blah blah blah. And it's like, bro, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. Like, it helps to talk. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I shouldn't be required to talk, and that shouldn't be why we lose a game. Like, it doesn't really make much sense.
Oh no, but it's like one of those things where you get a huge advantage if you have communication with X amount of players.
You do. But there's a lot of factors, like in life, on why you can't probably talk. Maybe you don't have a mic. Maybe somebody's in your room. Maybe you share something. Maybe it's late. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't be punished for playing the game because I'm not talking.
That's why duos are. That's why I understood why Riot got rid of duos. Up in upper elos.
Yeah, I feel like it's necessary though. Like, if you're gonna be the top, bro, you better know how to play solo queue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like this. This is a good trade. Ramus was down here. You know that you could pretty much do stuff up here because he's down there, and that's pretty much your only threat right now. I mean, aside from Annie, of course, but
yeah,
that was a good play.
Annie's a whole ass.
That was a good trade. And you do it again. That's like the 4th time.
I keep thinking, I'm like, I don't worry, I have range. No, Annie got like 8,000 range.
Yeah, bro, you're not living. And it's a splash, so it's not even like a targeted like range. That ult is a splash, so she can literally be out of the ult range and still hit you with the ult because of the splash. So like, yeah, you're not getting away. Like, all the deaths that you've had this game were because you tempted fate. None of the deaths were like, well, at least so far, was I just couldn't do anything. It was the fact that I decided to do something that I shouldn't have done, and I thought I'd be okay with it, and I ended up dying for it. When you're playing AD carry, you got to be a very, very careful type of player, and you can't like go ahead and try to risk anything. For me, one of my favorite champions, it's Jhin, but like F that because everybody's playing Jhin right now, so I can't really do that anymore.
Yeah, I enjoy his gameplay since like his release, and they did the whole lethality thing. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like,
yeah, he's definitely a cool champ.
And then, yeah, I like the more items you get. You're just gonna get absurd amounts of AD, stuff like that. He's just very safe. Oh, fuck.
You could tell he was put together really well. You could tell like that was a champion that was thought about for a long time before like released him.
Yeah, and like people are calling for nerfs on him. Like, he doesn't need it.
I think
at all.
I think he's too dominant early. I feel like if your champ's going to be pretty decent later, they shouldn't be too dominant early.
But the biggest thing is he has no escape.
That's true, but he has movement speed though.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very hard to say he doesn't have one when he has that movement speed. I don't know. It's very hard for some champions to like be nerfed because like you don't know how to not break a champion, and you don't know how to like make it too underpowered versus too overpowered. Like, if they nerf him a little bit, he might just be very, very awful, right? And so I think sometimes Riot is like, I'll just let him be this way until we figure out something before we just like jump the gun and nerf something. And I think Jin's in that spot. Like, he's not inherently broken, but if he's used properly, he's OP. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like, oh, I'm a new player, I play Jhin, I'll stomp. It's like, no. But if you really are good at Jhin, dude, that champion is insane. And I think like that is probably something they're going to look at as a team. I don't think he is, like I said, inherently broken.
He's one of those champions where you get 2 items on him, and he'll do a absurd amount of damage.
Yeah, he's like Samira. He's like Samira. Like, if she gets a lead, she's busted. Jhin, he gets a lead, he's busted. But are they busted champs downright? No. They have to get that lead. But I think that's very hard to like fix, in my opinion.
And that's what I was thinking, like, going into Kai'Sa right now, but then with the nerfs coming through, I'm kind of like, maybe I should taper off of relying on her.
I don't think they're that big. I think Kai'Sa's still strong. Her kit's really good, and I said that before, like, even if they did nerf her to the ground, she has such an amazing kit, like, it doesn't really affect too much. But I do think they need to nerf a little bit of her ratios, because they're a little insane. But the point that I was getting at was that I'm playing like a ton of Aphelios right now on my ADC account and on my main account.
Aphelios seems so difficult to learn to me. It's so much.
And he's very weak. He's not even like strong right now. Some people say, oh, Aphelios is super strong. I'm like, bro, this chance died. Like, he's not good. But every champion you can climb with. I'm not saying you can't. That champion just feels underwhelming. Like, if I'm fed as Samira, as Jhin, as Kai'Sa, as Vayne, I feel way stronger than if I'm fed as Aphelios. And that's a problem. That shouldn't even be a thing. You should be doing the same amount of damage. And so...
Yeah, he lost his 200 years tag after the nerfs he took.
Yeah, and so that's what I mean. Like, I'm playing a champ with literally 1,000 ways to play this champion. No escapes, anything like that. And I can survive a lot longer than someone like Jhin. That's a problem. right? You should be able to be alive a lot longer. And the reason why I say that is because I'm thinking a lot more about I am literally a sitting duck. I can't do anything unless if I'm in the bad position. And so if we go to pretty much your deaths here, not even just death, let's just look at all the fights you were kind of in. And let's just look at your positioning when we took those fights. And let's just see if we were at a potential point where we can actually get killed. So even right here, right? We're not like anywhere dangerous, but the fact that we're pretty much 2v1ing right here is bad. Because what if Nami decides, oh, I gotta help my fiddlesticks?
Yeah.
And then you're just like 2v1ing. You would die here. Luckily, you got out, obviously. Very well played. And you decided to disengage that fight. But, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you don't have that option to disengage. And because you thought, oh, Nami, I thought you were coming. And you just randomly went to help my freaking jungler. Like, it happens, dude. It sucks. But little stuff like that. And I always explain lower elo as, like, a kid touching the stove. When the stove is on, when the stove is off, I'm sorry. And the parents are like, hey, don't touch the stove. Don't touch the stove. Kids are like, you know, I'll do what I want. You know, it's not ha, whatever. I could do it. It doesn't matter. And then that one time when that stove is on, they're going to feel it, and they're going to start crying, and obviously the parent has to do something about it. That's how low elo is. You could do a lot of bad things and not get punished for it because the stove is off. But that one time where you're doing it and the stove is on, you'll get punished, and you might lose the game for it. Or you'll get punished, and you might be at a real bad deficit. And that's why it's important to understand, like, what you're doing. Like that, right there, right? You didn't die. But you're like, I didn't die this time. I should be fine next time. And then she blew you up. You know what I mean? And now if you're even if you're not thinking of it like that, that's what your play says. Whereas like a higher level player would definitely be like, bro, I can't even smell Annie or I'm dead. Like, it's a wrap. So that's the type of thing that you want to kind of put into your head. You know, how am I really playing these team fights? Because at the end of the day, if you're going to carry ADC, especially into like the mid to late game, your team fights have to be like immaculate. Like, you really have to have good team fighting potential. And if you're lacking that, you will end up dying. And the fights where you do end up dying, you died here, overextended. She killed you multiple times. You died
also,
up here.
Please note, the Echo started building into Bork.
Oh, where?
Yeah, no joke. So I was like 99% of our damage here.
Wait, he didn't build Bork?
Look near the end. Look near the end.
No way.
Yep.
No way, dude.
Yeah. I was like cringing so hard. Like at first I was like Nash. I was like, okay, 100 AP. Okay.
Okay, that guy's wildin'. Okay, I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's... Look.
Anyways.
That's an ugly game for you to have to play, no doubt. But there are still things we take out of this game. We die too much, and every time we die, we're losing experience. We're giving gold. We're also losing gold ourselves because that's time we could have spent farming, which we didn't. And so if Jinx doesn't die and all she does is just sit in lane and do nothing, that's better than you dying. And therefore, she will outscale you. And she always outscales you. Like, Jhin doesn't outscale Jinx, Vayne, or Kai'Sa.
It's because of her attack speed.
Right. And just the range in general. And she doesn't have to reload. Yeah. So I guess reloading is part of the attack speed problem. There's just hyper carry late game champs that Jhin doesn't beat. Because Jhin is technically not a late game champion. Aside from what his scaling is, he doesn't deal with tanks well. So you don't really want to get to that point where that's where you have to worry about the game. I think, though, as I said before, like the main thing is... I didn't type it yet. Okay, I will type it now. Respect the enemy more often. In loading screen, think about what can get to you and what can kill you with zero counterplay. I feel like this just helps every single ADC. If you really think about it, if we were in loading screen right now, what can get to me with zero counterplay? Rammus can. Annie can't, but if she has flash, I'm screwed. So the real thing I have to think about, does Annie have flash? And if you don't know, assume she does. And that's that. And as far as Rammus, like I said, keep an eye on him, right? So there's two champions out of 5. Bro, in my games, when I play ADC, and I'm pretty sure you had some too, there's 5 champions out of 5 that can get to you with no problem and kill you. Like, if it's Pyke, Vayne, Zed, and the junglers like Rengar, and then you got the top laner like freaking Garen or something like that, bro, your life is hell. Like, you're not playing that game ever. But luckily there are some fun times where you don't have to worry about 1 or 2 champions. And I think like if you get that down packed, if we can really get on that 3 and 4 kick where it's like, okay, I'm respecting the enemy, I'm buying these items to get out of this position, we'll be good. The only reason why this game was that difficult was the simple fact that, yeah, you didn't really buy what you needed defense for, you overextended a little bit and you died. And it's like, well, you know, it's kind of unfair that I have to die. I mean, you died 9 times here, but you already started to fall off when you died like 3 times.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfair that if I die, you know, I don't do any damage anymore. Yeah, it is kind of unfair, but like you're putting yourself in that position. Like if your deaths were like, bro, I played the best I can and I died. There are cases where games are like that. You play the best you can and you still end up dying because it's like, well, I couldn't do much now. And I've seen it happen. I've been the player that's done it to AD carries. But all this game, you've only died because you just thought in your head, I don't think I'll die. And then you died. That's literally all it was. I don't think I'll die was in your head, and then you died. So if you could just get that out of your head, I guarantee your games would be a lot smoother. Respect them. Yeah, you're in lower elo. Yeah, some of these players suck. We know this. But respect them. When I'm in lower elo smurfing, I respect them. One reason is being because if I don't respect them and I get back to my main account, I'm going to suck. But also, players are just really good in lower elo sometimes. Like, not every low elo player is bad.
A lot of them just play the provisional or play the promotionals and that's it.
Yeah.
Or provisionals and that's it.
Or some of them just need like 1 or 2 things to start promoting and they don't know what those 1 or 2 things are, so they're stuck. Mm-hmm. Especially Riven players. Man, I've seen some really good low elo. I've seen a bronze Riven player almost kick my ass top lane. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I was like, sheesh, are you smurfing? She was like, no, I'm just stuck. And I was like, oh, that fucking sucks. But she was really good. Like she was literally like, she could hang with the diamond player if it was about mechanics. That's how much she put into Riven. But it just sucks she's not climbing because of it. And that's why I said, like, you're not really, not every player in low elo is bad. So don't treat them like that, you know? Respect them a little bit more, respect these champions more.
I think that's my biggest thing is that I've gotten to gold multiple times, and then I'm in bronze, and I'm like, I'm just fucking, like, piece of cake, get through here. Like, I could play, like, AP Kazakhs and be fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a good mentality to have because every season players do get better. Every season, you know.
Yeah, I think my brain is back in days of where I actually did go AP Kazakhs mid and won. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I can't. And it was in bronze. I was like, I can't respect these players.
Yeah, I think low elo just has a bad name. The only time I think low elo players are truly bad is when they think they're really, really good. That tilts me because it's like clearly you're not if we're not climbing. Like if you've been stuck for a while, you're not as good as you think you are, and that very rarely happens. Most players that are in low elo know that they're in low elo because you know there's something that they need to work on. I have rarely come into contact with someone who's like, I'm just good, you guys suck, unless they're really frustrated in game. Like that's like the only time I've run into that. But no, I think if you, like I said, just really think about like, do I need damage? No, I need survivability. Okay, let me buy some. Do I need to be standing here? No, because I can get easily killed by this guy. Okay, and then actually start calling objectives too. Like, don't just keep playing the game waiting for those mistakes and cleaning up. Call these objectives. Oh, dragon's up. Okay, let's go. Oh, this is up. Okay, let's go. And as I said, don't play these team fights like I'm better mechanically. Play these team fights like I'm better macro-wise. Because if I stand here, I die. I know if I shoot this target, I die. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to run away. I'm going to, you know, and really get that down pat. And I guarantee, what is happening with my menu? I guarantee that you would have an easier time climbing. Just a respect factor, man. Do you have any questions here before we get going? What is happening with
No, off the top of my head. Because usually I'm playing mid lane, but I've been moving over to ADC more. Because it's been a lot more impactful lately.
Okay.
Usually mid lane I'll be playing LeBlanc. Or, as my name states, I will play Moonstaff mid lane and not, you know, play like Soraka mid or some shit.
That's kind of troll. Not gonna lie.
It's not troll. It's not troll. I'll tell you right now. It's oppressive. Or like Lulu top.
That's troll. I don't care what you say. That's extra troll, dude.
The Lulu buffs are actually disgusting.
Like, if you go against a jungler who will camp you, it's troll. If you do it successfully, okay, I guess it's not troll, but that's up to how you play that lane. But
you have to play like a bitch and ward like crazy. That's kind of the norm.
I would assume, yeah.
To be honest,
definitely.
If you're playing like any enchanter, but I support Moonstaff in multiple lanes.
I definitely think that if anything, I'll say that is a last resort tactic. If you really have to, I would say do it, but I wouldn't rush it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you got any questions, as I said before, feel free to hit me up. You're in my Discord as well. But if it's like something personal, feel free to DM me as well. I don't mind. But yeah, thanks for stopping by today. I appreciate it. Thanks for giving me the support, man. And I will talk to you later. All right, man.
Of course, I've been watching you since you were Avery.
True. That back in the Avery times, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was back when I didn't even know what the name was.
I first met you in a game, and then you posted your Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing like Fizz mid, you were playing Kale, and you were just like, what is this guy doing? He has the lead, but what is he doing?
Damn, I was playing Kale. That's a long time ago. I haven't touched that champ in ages, man. Woo! That's back in the day. Like I said, though, I appreciate the support. That's a long time, man. That's a real long time.
Yes. I would sub, but I got bills.
That's all right, dude. I just appreciate the support of just being here, man. It means a lot.
Yeah.
So, like I said, need anything, let me know. Otherwise, let me move on to this next person.
Yes, sir.
And good luck in your games. I'll talk to you later. All right, man?
All right, man. Thanks again.
No problem. Peace. All right. Let me conclude this video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys, like I said before, would like free VODs, make sure you join my Discord and then come to my stream on Saturday. Saturday at 12 p.m. Central is when I do those VODs. Also, if you guys would like 25% off coaching, the code is CLIMB, coachblaker.com. CLIMB is the code. Till next time, you know what I always say? Thank you for approaching this like a coach.